In a previous video, I described why it's important to create contingency plans in order to prepare for emergency and unexpected events, such as the COVID-19 pandemic. We also looked at the importance of relying on a foundational business impact analysis as part of each contingency plan. In this video, I'd like to focus on the next major element, which is the system contingency plans themselves. After your organization completes its business impact analysis, you'll have a structured and vetted out methodology for prioritizing system recovery in the event of an emergency. However, our planning shouldn't end there. The next major step in the contingency planning process is to assess and document the specific procedures necessary to recover individual systems from disruption. It's also critical to establish roles and responsibilities throughout the entirety of the process. System contingency plans can be complex and differ quite a bit between organizations and types of systems. Still, most plans can be effectively structured in terms of 3 specific phases. I'll describe each and provide examples as to what each of those phases look like. The first phase of system recovery is the activation and notification phase. In this segment of your contingency plan, you'll define the specific criteria which will be used to activate the plan, as well as designate who is responsible for activating it. This helps reduce lag and perhaps inaction in the event of an emergency. In this phase, you'll also define the notification procedures to disseminate information to all stakeholders, as well as a process for conducting a preliminary outage assessment. This helps ensure that the recovery team will be able to operate with the best possible information and as efficiently as possible. The second phase of system recovery is the recovery phase. Here, it's important to document the specific activities necessary to restore the information system, as well as consider the sequence thereof. It's also important to consider the cadence for regular updates to stakeholders. A few factors to consider in this phase include the physical recovery location, resources necessary to recover, and the process for rebuilding systems and restoring from backup. Use your best judgment when determining the level of detail to include in this part of your plan. This decision is highly dependent on your individual organization. In addition, make sure that even complex tasks are documented in a readable and simple to follow way. It's critical to avoid confusion when the clock is ticking. The third and final phase of recovery is the reconstitution phase. And this phase is important because it covers the transition from recovery mode back to normal operations. Here you'll want to consider the procedures for data validation, functionality validation, taking backups after restoration is complete, and so on. In addition, this phase will include a plan for notifying all stakeholders that the recovery is complete. Finally, as part of this phase, define the process for tying up any loose ends. This might include updating your contingency plans themselves for lessons learned, or documenting notes on the specific disruption that your organization experienced. I hope that this video, along with the last, were a helpful reminder as to the importance of contingency planning. This was really only a brief overview. So for additional detail, I would recommend reading NIST Special Publication 834. It's a great and very detailed document. I'll put a link in the video description. Also, like always, I want to let you know that if your organization needs help, our QFriend team is here for you. We can bring the subject matter experts, documents, and templates to the table to help make contingency planning effective and efficient. Thank you for watching, and we hope to speak with you soon.